I think we need to have a little talk, don't we? I mean, there's a lot been going on recently, and I'm going to clear some things up. Now, obviously, I'm not breaking the news. I don't really want to talk about it too much, to be honest, but as someone that makes content on this game and people that don't make content on this game, everyone is entitled to their opinion. Today is not going to be about sharing lots of mine at all, because I'm sure you've had a lot of opinions put in your face in the last 24 hours. But of course, if we just date back to this, now this post alone got a lot of backlash, didn't it, realistically? Everything to be announced, people really were not keen on this. I'm not going to show some of the responses because some of them are actually quite disgusting, and I don't really want them in the video at all. But I feel like I just want to briefly touch on this because it does explain why I've even made this video. And yeah, we've got to touch on it at the end of the day. It's somewhat big news. Now, I will say one thing here. So, this come out yesterday. I know I'm not breaking any news. You probably had the whole night to think of it. And I'm going to say a little bit what I think of it, but I'm not going to go on a 50-minute rant and put out an opinion because, you know, I'm sure you've seen enough, and I'm not exactly a big figure in the scene. So, you know, my opinion probably means not a lot to many people. But for me, I can see both sides of it, okay? I can see the side of I've never experienced what it takes to make a game like this. I never will. So I do have sympathy and a lot of respect for anyone that does make video games. And you know what? Football Manager is a game that I've become to love very, I say recently, the last sort of 4 or 5 years. I'm not someone that played it in Championship Manager, but I was one of the FIFA career mode guys that thought, you know what, I want a bit more of a realistic challenge, and Football Manager was there, and I put 1 and 2 together. I've always loved content. I absolutely love content on whatever game we are talking about, so when the opportunity comes to merge a game that I love and also a passion that I love and combine them into one, it was a no-brainer, which is why I'm always so thankful for anyone that likes the videos, subscribes, whatever you do not understand how much that means to me. You genuinely have changed my life, and I'll forever be grateful for that, genuinely. Now, obviously, this is a big kick in the teeth because every creator, I'm pretty sure, would agree on this, that, you know, especially in November time, I'm not going to hide anything from you. Typically on YouTube, the money is better. So when a game comes out that's brand new, you put 1 and 2 together, it does make up a lot of your earnings towards the end of the year going into the next year. Now, of course, for this year isn't going to be that case. It is going to be, you know, the same Football Manager 2024 game, and unless they do something, you know, which makes the game have a lot more hype, which I'm not sure what that is, but you can leave a comment what you think they should do, I can see, obviously, the interest going down and down and down. But this is where and why I'm making this video, because I just want to make it very clear for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I think you deserve the respect to know what I'm going to be doing. And secondly, for the people that are so generous, for example, like a Patreon member who is going out of their way to support me, you need to understand what I'm going to be doing. And I want to make it very clear that I am going nowhere. I'm not going to slow down because the game's going to be out for a few more months. I've still got loads of ideas in the tank, whether that be tactics or rebuilds, or some other fun things which I'm not going to talk about just yet, but all of that I have got under control. I would also welcome any more recommendations because I probably have got videos for the next sort of 2 months, but other than that, I am genuinely looking for ideas. So if anybody wants any sort of tactic or any rebuild, of course, you can leave a comment, and I always read the comments. I love reading your comments, so make sure you are getting them in because we've got a bit of time to play with now. But if you want my honest opinion with all of this, I will say it's annoying, it's frustrating, but we can't, especially whoever, I mean, realistically, I can understand why people are annoyed because everyone's used to getting at the same time, and I do understand it, but at the end of the day, life does move on, doesn't it? It's going to come out, and hopefully we are going to get a great game. And I think looking at it from a relaxed point of view is probably the best way to go about it, because at the end of the day, we can do nothing. You can be annoyed, and that's fine, but, you know, it is what it is, essentially. Looking at that with that mindset is just the best way. So we're going to carry cracking on, really. And what I would like to say is there is going to be new additions. So for anyone that hasn't realised already, I do plug up quite a fair bit. But we do have a second channel, which is completely dedicated to doing rebuilds. Now, it's been going for quite some time. We're looking at around about 3 months. We've had a lot of people come over. So thank you once again for that. And we are putting out rebuilds pretty much every 2 days. It will be a little bit more now, 3 to 4 days, because obviously with this game being out a little bit longer, I don't want to pump out too many only videos and use every single team up, because then we are going to have to do every single team again, but with a different sort of challenge. So they are going to come out roughly every 3 to 4 days, and again, you can go over and simply request, and I'll rebuild the team for you. And I really like doing these because it gives me a couple of things to do. So firstly, it actually lets me play the game over multiple seasons instead of just sim and one tactical season, and also you can see my tactics and what I do to them to actually tweak them over a 5-year span, sometimes a 10-year span. So it is a really good way of also going over and getting another insight to a tactic, for example. Now, what I will say as well, I'm also saying this because those of you that are so kind from this channel to have gone over to the Patreon, a lot of people aren't actually aware you also do get access to all of this stuff in the same tiers. So you get all of the rebuild files. We sometimes even make custom tactics for a team for a rebuild that wouldn't be put into a video on the main channel. So if you are a member, make sure you are going over there and taking full advantage, because this is one thing I want to say. Not only do the subscribers and everything help, but the people that have gone over there, you have really genuinely changed my life there, and I want to give as much back as I realistically can without completely breaking myself back to you, because genuinely it means the absolute world. And to go on to that, we are also going to be throwing in some live streams. Now, I'm going to talk about it because you might be thinking, Josh, it's an interesting choice, and I'm an interesting person, and to be honest, I like new challenges, and I've streamed on Twitch since I was about 13. I'll be honest with you, I've been streaming on Twitch way back in the day, the Fortnite days. I'm probably not 13, more like 16 to be fair, 15 or 16, but I've had my time on Twitch, and it's amazing. We were killing it on Twitch, but I want a new challenge. I want to test out a different platform, and I actually quite like what Kick have got going on. Yes, it's got, its interesting side, the same as Twitch definitely does, but I quite like the way it rewards its creators a little bit better, and I just feel like someone's got to eventually make the move over there from the Football Manager space, and although I'm not a big figure in the community, I may as well give it a go. So we are going to be streaming on kick.com/JoshDaly, which you can see here. I do appreciate anyone that has come over already, because I've not really plugged it too heavily, only about a couple of posts, so I do really appreciate that. And we are going to be streaming not only rebuilds, not only saves, but also making tactics. So you can actually come over and see me make a tactic, test a tactic, and also ask questions about any of your tactics, saves, wonder kids, whatever it is. Alongside of this, I'm going to be brutally honest and say it is not just going to be Football Manager. It will be dominant with Football Manager, but there is going to be a little bit of FIFA in there, especially in this sort of spell where you're waiting for FM25. When FM25 does come out, of course, it will pretty much just be that with what you're going to be seeing. But at the moment, a lot of the FM creators have been playing, for example, pro clubs, and I've been having a great time on there, so I can't guarantee that won't be on there sometimes, because it is genuinely quite a laugh. Get all of us together, all the communities come together, and it is genuinely a really, really good time. Lastly, I do want to say, just to prove, that there is going to be a lot of content coming your way, and that we are not slowing down. We're pretty much here right now. We're about to go up here, because we are going also to be a lot more active on TikTok. Now, I get it. Maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea. A lot of people don't like TikTok, but I do go on there. I used to post a lot of highlights in terms, here we go. You can see some stream highlights. I then got into a little bit of a vlogging phase, and recently we've just done one there about announcing FM25 and the delay. So if you are interested in that, you can go over and drop a follow. It's probably the perfect thing to do if you don't want to miss out on any of the stream stuff and you want to see some of the juicy bits. Obviously, I do use it to promote the stream, etc, etc, and especially now we are on a brand new platform, I do really need to start promoting it. But I just wanted to have a little video, just just a bit of an update to the channel. I rarely get to do this, to be honest. I don't think I even really sat down and done videos for the milestones, because I was quite worried you might not like to see a breakup in the tactics schedule. But I do just want to take 1 second to quickly thank not only people for helping me hit 1k, but to where the channel is now, because it is genuinely absolutely mind-blowing. Now, the stream date, I'm going to give you a date. I'm going to be away on holiday from the 13th, so in 2 days time, to the 20th, and once I'm back, I'm looking to start streaming around about the end of the month, a few days, but before we get into November, and we will kick things off with a new FM24 save. And I'm not going to announce what it is yet, because I'm going to let the chat also have an influence on what it is, but hopefully you have enjoyed today's video. I would like to open a debate in the comments, really, of what you think of the FM25 situation. Please do keep it respectful, because some of the things on Twitter have been genuinely quite disgusting. But do have a little debate in the comments, because I want to know the opinions of the people that have played for over 10 years, because My opinion, I'm quite reserved, but do let me know what you think in the comments, and I do appreciate anyone that has watched this video. I know it's not the usual video you're used to seeing, but thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.